So for the past couple months, we've gotten a lot of different news on the Suicide Squad, which as now that's what they're calling it, and I highly suggest they change the title because that just sounds like a poor effort right there. But regardless, for James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, who we've learned over the months at first sounded like he was just going to be a writer, and now it's looking like he's going to direct, and it's also being called a soft reboot. So of course, I don't think any of us really knows what that means. I mean, of course, that means that it's not going to be that big of a reboot. But of course, at first we were hearing that Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn was not going to be in it, which that would make sense for a couple reasons. One, because at the end of the original movie, whether you liked it or not, at the end of the original movie, Joker broke her out and she got out of Belle Rev. There's that. And then also because she's supposed to have all of her own spin-off movies and all that stuff, just like Birds of Prey. She's part of that. And now we're hearing here recently that it is sounding like it's not confirmed, but I think it's a rumor or whatever, so take it with a grain of salt, that she is going to be in The Suicide Squad, which, like I said, I really hope they change the title. Like, call it Suicide Squad and then have some type of subtitle. Don't just call it Suicide Squad 2 either, because that's a poor effort too. Just call it Suicide Squad and then some type of subtitle. So now it's sounding like she is going to be coming back for The Suicide Squad. And my question is if it is a soft reboot, right? If they bring her back, then that would have to mean, right, that they'd bring back everybody else. Like, that would only make sense, because I feel like that wouldn't make sense for a soft reboot if they bring her back, but then they cast new people for everybody else. That just wouldn't make sense. So if by soft reboot they mean just, kind of starting over and kind of building it up again, okay. But regardless, today we are here to talk about whether or not Harley Quinn should be in James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie. Now, for me, of course, like anybody else, I love Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is one of the most beloved comic book characters out there, especially for female characters. All right? And I think most of us can agree that Margot Robbie did a pretty good job. I know some people have issues with her, which I can understand, but I enjoyed it. I kind of wish she was more psychotic or whatever, but that was not the case. Now, whether or not she should be in this movie, I think, for me, one of the biggest arguments against Harley Quinn being on the Suicide Squad is that she never really has much to offer on the team. By that, I mean, like, in the original Suicide Squad movie, you had the gods and you had these monsters with, eyes all over them and all that stuff, and she was just running around with a baseball bat. Like, what is she going to do? That has always been one of the biggest arguments against Harley Quinn being on the Suicide Squad, which I completely agree. And that's why, for me, that would determine whether or not I'd want her to be in it or not. If she actually has reason to contribute to the team and has a reason for being on it, then yes, I think she should be in it, okay? But if they're going to do like what the first movie did, where they just kind of have her be like eye candy and, have her be a popular character, then no, I don't think so. Because in most cases, Harley Quinn being on the squad, he doesn't really offer that much, okay? The only instance that I can think of her offering anything is in the animated movie Batman Assault on Arkham. Because in that movie, it actually made sense for her to be on the team because she knew the layout and everything on Arkham Asylum. So it made sense why she was on the team. But as I mentioned with the live-action movie, she was just running around with a baseball bat dealing with these monster creatures and the gods. It's like, it just doesn't make sense. So for me, it's as simple as that if she has something to contribute to the team, then yes, I would love to see her back in the Suicide Squad because, as all of you know, she is a major member of the Suicide Squad. Like, I call them the big three. I mean, that's just what I call them. By the big three, I mean Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and Captain Boomerang. Because the reason I call them that is because those three are like always on the team. So, and I'm not going to lie, the argument that's being made against Harley Quinn, I'm not going to lie, I feel like the same can be said for Captain Boomerang. I'm surprised people haven't brought it up with Captain Boomerang either because he's basically the same thing. The only thing he can really do is just throw his special boomerangs. That's like all he can do. Whereas Deadshot, it makes sense why he's on the team because he's a great leader and he's a human arsenal. It makes sense why he's on the team. But like Captain Boomerang, you can make the same argument. So, yeah, borderline, or at the end of it, in conclusion, Harley Quinn, do I think she should be in James Gunn's Suicide Squad? Like I said, if she has something to contribute and it makes sense for her being on the team, then yes. I don't know how they're going to explain if she gets back on the team, like how she got there, whether they just captured her or whatever. I don't know. But if she has nothing to contribute, if they're just going to treat her like eye candy again, which of course, I mean, I love, but like, come on. I mean, not everybody's going to like that. And the popularity thing, then I highly suggest that they don't do that. I really, really want them to introduce new members. For me personally, I want them to add like Black Spider, Bronze Tiger. I feel like they need to add another female member, so I really want them to get Killer Frost. But if they keep all the members from the original movie, then that'd be weird having two members with Killer in their name, Killer Croc and Killer Frost. So there you go. And once again, I don't know what it really means by a soft reboot. I don't know if that means if they're kind of just, starting the concept over again, but they're going to keep everybody, or if they are going to get new actors. Because as I mentioned earlier, if they do get new actors for certain roles, that would just be weird. I just don't feel like it makes sense, because if you have Margot Robbie staying as Harley Quinn, but say if you cast somebody new for Amanda Waller, which I really hope they don't, because Viola Davis is amazing as Amanda Waller. If they cast somebody new for Amanda Waller, it's just going to be weird. So of course, at the end of the day, it just depends on how they represent her in the movie. If she has something to contribute, yes. If she's just there for eye candy, then no. So of course, what do you people think? Do you think she should be in James Gunn's Suicide Squad, and are you looking forward to see what James Gunn can do? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, as always, I'd love to see you all next time.
Before